See now, what we will do is we will solve a numerical problem from this. This is a numerical problem, titled question number 2. Specific gravity is given, and inlet diameter of the venturi is 20 centimeter, and the throat diameter is 10 centimeters. The oil mercury differential manometer shows a reading of 15 centimeters. So that obviously means the differential U-tube differential manometer is connected between the inlet and the in order to get the differential pressure head. So in meters of mercury is used as the manometric liquid. So in meters of mercury, you can get that X, the reading X. The reading is denoted by X in our equation, and X is equal to 15 centimeter here. You can convert that into meters, 0.15 meter. And CD, you can assume that it is 0.98. What do you have to calculate? Calculate the discharge of oil through the horizontal venturi meters. So this is a sketch you have to draw in examinations. That's important. A sketch in which a U-tube differential manometer is connected and the reading is shown over here. And now, so I'll tell you the details. The density, specific gravity of S, specific gravity of oil, that is given 0.8. So from this you can get density of oil. So rho in this case, the liquid flowing through the venturi is oil, and rho of the oil is equal to specific gravity multiplied by the specific gravity of standard fluid, that is water, pure water. We know that specific gravity is the ratio of density of the fluid to density of water. So 0.8 into 1000. So it is equal to 800 kilogram per cubic meter. This is the density of oil. Oil mercury manometer. Oil is the liquid flowing through the pipe or the venturi, and mercury is there in the manometer. Okay, and its density, so we'll represent by rho m manometric fluid, that is 13,000 mercury, we know 13,600 kilogram per cubic meter. Okay, venturi meter inlet dia. So inlet diameter means that of the pipe, and we usually designate by D1. Inlet is 1 and throat section is 2, 20 centimeters. Okay, and that is 0.2 meter. And then throat dia, D2, that is 10 centimeter, that is given in the question. Okay, so that is equal to 0.1 meter. Right. So from this, obviously, you can find out area. So area of inlet A1, that is equal to pi by 4 D1 square. Okay, so you can calculate that. Pi by 4 into diameter is 0.2 square. And then the second one is what? 1/4 of this value, because the diameter is reduced to half. So the area will become 1/4 now. So what is that value? This answer divided by 4 also you can take if you want. Otherwise you calculate it, and then what is that value? So it will be 1/4 of the above value, in fact. So
0.0078.
Okay, 7854 something. That much meter square. Okay, so that is area. And then, so once you have this area, and now the reading also will take differential pressure head, that is manometer reading. So manometer reading is actually X, and that is 15 centimeters. Remember, 15 centimeters of mercury, that is given in the question. But we require H, differential pressure head. H is in terms of meters of flowing liquid, which in this case is oil. So X is equal to 0.15 meter of mercury. Okay, so this is X, and we have an equation to connect X and H. So the differential pressure head now. Don't forget to draw the diagram while solving these type of problems. So differential pressure head between the inlet and the throat of the venturi. In fact, this is a drop of pressure as it flows from higher area of cross section to smaller area of cross section. So differential pressure head H, and we have an equation in terms of the height of manometric liquid column X. So what is that? H is equal to X into what is that equation? Rho m by rho minus 1. So this is X. X is equal to 0.15 into rho m is what? Rho m is 13,600 divided by rho. Rho is now, it's not water, it's oil. And from specific gravity, we have already found out its density. So it's 13,600 by 800, then minus 1. So you please calculate this fast. Calculate this. This is differential pressure head. So you'll get so much meters of oil. So much meters. But remember, it is meters of oil. That's very important.
So 2.4.
Okay. So 2.4 meter. That's all. Meters. But remember, don't forget to write meters of oil. If water is flowing through the venturi, then you write meters of water. Okay. So that is it. This is H. And now it's a question of substitution. Substitution only. So we have A1, we have A2, we have H, and then the value of CD. See, that is also given in the question. You don't have to assume. If you have to assume, then you can take 0.98. Okay. So coefficient of discharge of the given venturi, discharge of the venturi CD. So that is given in the question. You can assume you can take it 0.98. Even otherwise, you can assume 0.98. Okay. Then, so Q, yesterday I told you, Q theoretical is A1, A2 by root of A1 square minus A2 square into root of 2GH. Q actual. So that is what we want to find out. The actual discharge, Q actual discharge through the venturi, we have to find. That is CD into A1, A2 divided by root of A1 square minus A2 square into root of 2GH. Okay. So use this equation carefully and then get me the value of Q actual. 0.05562. So 0.0556, in fact 662. Okay. 662, that much meter cube per second. Okay, this is Q theoretical, and this is CD, right? So when you multiply this or these together, because I was giving you the value of Q theoretical also, and Q actual will be less than that, so that Q actual is 0.0. Final answer 0.5455 meter cube per second. So that the SI unit. See how many liters per second it is. How many liters per second? If you multiply this value by 1000. So if you multiply this value by 1000, then you will get 54.55 liters per second. That means through the pipe every second 54.55 liters of oil of the given specific gravity is flowing. Okay, liters per second. Liters per second നമ്മൾ LPS എന്ന് എഴുതുന്നത്. LPS. Sometimes discharge is specified in liters per second, liters per minute, LPM, liters per hour, etc. Also. So, but meter cube per second is our SI unit in which you will get the answer. Okay. So this is the answer for the given question. The pressure difference, so in this case, what the pressure if you want to write the pressure difference, then I'll tell you P1 minus, in this case, actually, see, please keep in mind, this is the equation for H, alternate expression for H in terms of pressure. If you want to calculate the pressure difference from the given differential pressure head between the inlet and the throat, then you can use this one. A general expression I am telling you in order to take into account the inclined aspect as well. So H is equal to P1 by rho g. Today I told you in the beginning, P1 by rho g plus Z1, that is a piezometric head at the inlet, then minus P2 by rho g plus Z2. This is generalized expression, and you can use it for inclined, horizontal, or vertical venturimeters. Venturimeter can also be placed in the vertical manner. Okay, in the vertical orientation also it can be used for measurement. So H is equal to P1 by rho g plus Z1 minus P2 by rho g plus Z2. So this you can make use of piezometric head at 1 minus piezometric head at 2. And in this case, in our case, in this case, H1, H is equal to P1 by rho g minus P2 by rho g, because Z1 is equal to Z2, since we are talking about what? Horizontal venturi. Okay, horizontal, since it is horizontal venturimeter, H is equal to this one, P1. So you can write that is P1 minus P2 divided by rho into G. But if it is inclined, then Z1 and Z2 will not be same. So in that case, you will be using this expression, the first expression. See this one. I hope you can see the mouse now. The individual pressures or pressure difference in pressure intensities. Okay, so P1 minus P2 in this case, if you want that pressure intensity difference in terms of Pascal, P1 minus P2 will be that rho G into H. See this one. From this is actually, this value is your H. So that's why P1 minus P2 is rho GH in this case. So if you want to calculate that, then here obviously rho of the oil, then into G into the H meters of oil. So rho of the oil, that is what is that? 800 kilogram per meter cube into 9.81 into H is, you got 2.4 meters of oil, small h. So if you calculate this, you get a value, but that will be in Pascal or Newton per meter square. Okay, that will be in Pascal. This is actually the difference in pressure intensities. So if you want it instead of head, if you want intensity, then this is the value. Difference in pressure between the inlet and the throat, or we say difference in pressure intensities, then that is P1 minus P2. Okay, so you can calculate and tell me the values. Not asked in the question, but sometimes this may be there for you to calculate. So please understand this one. And in case of inclined venturi, Z1 and Z2 will be there in the equation. So you then use this equation for calculation purpose. Okay, so P1 minus P2, and also if one of the pressure is given, you can find out the other pressure, because from this you are getting the difference, and if one pressure P1 is given, then you can find out P2 and vice versa. Okay, so this is all about venturi meter. Just I want to discuss, and then the next one is orifice. So before we conclude today, so I want to complete the other part, the other flow measuring device also. So that is called orifice meter. Just like venturi, we have. So this is what is this orifice meter? This is another flow measuring device. Flow measuring means discharge measuring device. Discharge of fluid flowing through a pipe. can be measured. Okay. Another flow measuring device. Okay. For the measurement of flow through pipes. Okay. For measurement. So in pipe flow. So not open channel flow. Okay, pipe flow, just like Venturi. But what is the advantage and disadvantage? You may be asked to write, and what is essentially, so what is the type of measuring device is this, and that we have to discuss. See, Venturi is highly accurate and an accurate measuring device, and CD value is very high. And that's a really good one, having a lot of advantages, but it's costly affair. And also, if you want to install, you have to cut the pipe and then install it. Okay, so it is expensive compared to orifice meter, whereas this orifice meter is a cheaper device, but its accuracy level is not as high as Venturi meter. So you should know how to compare these two. So the energy losses involved while using an orifice meter is comparatively large. So therefore, the better or accurate measuring device is Venturi when compared to orifice meter. So what exactly is the orifice meter means? See, orifice meter means, so you will install a device like this. It's actually simple in construction. So just consider a disc, a circular disc like this, disc with a hole. Okay, and you can give some three-dimensionality to this. So like, so this kind of disc. So the disc with a hole, see like this. Okay, so remember it's a circular disc having a central hole, and this hole is this is called orifice actually. So this central hole is orifice, and this I can call orifice plate. Orifice plate. It's having a sharp edged hole at the center. And this orifice plate is installed in the pipeline. So with the help of flanges on two sides, it is installed. Pipe is cut and then this is installed into the pipeline. Sharp edged orifice like this. The hole sharpness is at the edge of the hole. Then the water flow or the liquid flowing through the pipe will deviate in the vicinity of the orifice. This arrangement is called orifice plate. Symbolically, it is represented. So it is used after cutting the pipe and then using flanges. This is fixed in position. So the flow is in this direction. Flow of the fluid. So what will happen is in the vicinity of this one, the flow will take a deviation. So flow will take a deviation, and that I'm going to represent now. Here the flow will be taking a path, and then it will be going back to the original condition. So the flow will take a path like this. So what is shown over here, there is no physical part like convergent diverging portion, but the flow is taking a deviation like this in the presence of orifice plate. That you should understand. And then the diameter, see the diameter of the orifice here. See the orifice diameter is this one. Orifice diameter. So let me write this as D naught, D suffix O. Okay. Then the pipe diameter. So the pipe diameter. This let me write as D1. And then there is a portion. There is a portion of of minimum area of cross section, but not at the plane of the orifice. ഈ orifice-ന്റെ പ്ലെയിനിലല്ല, പക്ഷെ ഫ്ലോ ഇങ്ങനെ കൺവേർജ് ചെയ്യുമെന്ന് നമ്മൾ പറഞ്ഞു. പക്ഷെ മാക്സിമം കൺവേർജൻസ് വരുന്നത് ഈ ഒറിഫൈസിലൂടെ ഫ്ലോ കടന്നു പോയതിനു ശേഷം സംവെയർ ഹിയർ ഇടങ്ങാനം ഇങ്ങനെ ഒരു സെക്ഷൻ എടുക്കുകയാണെങ്കിൽ സോ യു വിൽ ഫീൽ ദാറ്റ് ഇവിടെ ദെൻ ഈ സെക്ഷൻ ഇത് സെക്ഷൻ ഇവിടെയുള്ള ഈ ഒരു സെക്ഷന് നമ്മൾ ഒരു പേര് പറയും, വെരി സ്പെസിഫിക് നെയിം ഗിവൺ ടു ദാറ്റ്. So that is called VENA, vena contracta. So that is called vena contracta. So that means the streamlines after passing through the orifice, so that will converge to minimum area of cross section, minimum area just in front of the plane of the orifice, and that minimum area portion, minimum area section of the fluid jet coming out of the orifice, minimum area section, that is called vena contracta. Okay, so please understand that. And there theoretically the velocity of flow will be maximum. So obviously area is going to be the minimum and velocity is going to be maximum, and the pressure is again minimum. Okay, P1, P2. So the pressure, so the section 1, this is section 1, and here at vena contracta we take section 2. Okay, and then we connect that to the pressure tappings. You connect, this is the limbs of the manometer. I'll draw a smaller one this time because of that space limitation. So it's here. So this is what I want you to understand. See, it's like this. And this one, okay, so when you do it, when you draw this schematic sketch, do it properly. Simply a line sketch is required, but you have to be careful. So 1 and 2, the section 1 is here, and the section 2 is here after, or in the plane of vena contracta and all. Suppose you have a pressure gauge over here, and that pressure gauge here then will indicate what, P1. And if you fix the pressure gauge after this, the section where vena contracta is there, the streamlines converge to minimum area, and then that, see, this is a board and tube pressure gauge, let us say mechanical pressure gauge. So P1 and P2 you will get, and then as the fluid is flowing through this, so there is automatically, there's a convergent divergent effect because it passes through the orifice, and manometer will show, there is a pressure drop. Section inlet to the orifice, it is P1, section 1, and outlet of the orifice after passing through the orifice, section 2. So P1 is greater than P2, but velocity, obviously velocity V1 definitely will be less than V2 by Bernoulli's theorem, because one energy, when pressure energy increases, the velocity, kinetic energy has to drop because the total energy is constant. So we know that. And since it is horizontal pipe, then we don't have to consider the datum level difference. Z1 is equal to Z2. So we need not bother about that for this one. For this one here, Z1 is equal to Z2. Okay. Right, like this. So you must have understood. And remember, this H is equal to, in this case, what is the basic equation? H in this case is since Z1 is equal to Z2, you have simply P1 minus P2 divided by rho g itself. Okay, provided, remember, if Z1 is equal to Z2, as we explained earlier. And now the manometer reading, manometer left limb, that will show the lower level of manometric fluid, and the right limb upper level, because the pressure in the left limb of the manometric liquid column, the pressure acting on this is more and than the right limb. So this reading, we will take manometer reading, that is indicated as X. And the basic formula is the same thing. H is equal to, what is that? X into rho m by rho minus 1. So please understand. But this one, meters of fluid, meters of flowing fluid through the pipe or the orifice meter. Okay, meters of flowing fluid, that is the unit of this. And X means, in it must be meters of manometric liquid, and manometric liquid, let it have a density rho. and this one, the flowing fluid density, manometric fluid density rho m, and flowing fluid density is rho. Okay, so please understand that. And then the equation, and the equation we will write. Equation is like this: A1. So please listen to me carefully. A1 is the area of the pipe, as in the previous case. Area of the inlet to the venturi we said earlier, but here A1, area of the pipe itself, same thing. Area of the pipe here also same. So area of the pipe A1, which is equal to pi by 4 into, what is that, D1 square, and D1 is what? Diameter of the pipe. Okay, so please understand this one. But instead of A2, see the section A2, so that I am going to represent by A0 actually. So we use a letter. See, I'm going to write a letter A0. So this is area of the orifice. See, that is a difference here. Area of the orifice. So that will be taken care of. That has to be taken care of. Area of the orifice, that is pi by 4 into D0 square, and where D0, that is dia of the orifice. See, when you calculate all these, just to make sure that area of the pipe, diameter of the pipe in meters, and area is in meter square. Okay, be very careful about the unit systems and all. As much as possible, we'll solve in SI units. So Q in this case also, Q theoretical will be, what you will get is A1 instead of A2, it is A0. That is the only difference. A1 instead of A2, it will be area of the orifice, and A1 is the area of the pipe. So A1 A0, A1 A0 divided by A1 square minus A0 square into root of 2GH. And we are talking about the differential pressure head H earlier. Okay, so you know that. So this is the equation, and Q actual. So that will be a coefficient CD, coefficient of discharge, multiplied by Q theoretical. CD is the ratio of actual discharge to the theoretical discharge through the device. Here we are talking about CD of orifice meter. So CD is coefficient of discharge of the orifice meter. Earlier one venturi meter, here it is coefficient of discharge of the orifice meter. Orifice meter. We will wind up in a minute. Please bear with me. Orifice meter. Then this is equal to CD, and usually approximately for orifice meter and all, orifice meter you can take approximately 0.62. So even in your practical classes here in the laboratory sessions, you can experimentally evaluate these values and all. So it's found to be 0.62, between 0.6164, between that. Okay, so that is and even if it's not given, you can say that for orifice meter you can take 0.62, the orifice installed in a circular pipe for the flow measurement. So CD, so basic equation finally, Q actual is equal to CD into what, that A1 Q theoretical, A1 A0 divided by root of A1 square minus A2 square. A2 square instead of that is A0 square. Okay, A0 square, then into root of 2GH. A0 or A0 is representing the area of the orifice. Okay, so this is the equation. So please understand this one. And before we conclude, let me give you a problem for you to solve. See, please take a snapshot of this. Please take a screenshot of this one. So we have 3 questions, and 1 question I solved already. But the question number 3A, that is this one, 3A, please go through this and try to solve, because it is from the orifice meter. Okay, this is from the orifice meter. Please try to solve and let me know if you have any difficulty. Okay then, thank you so much.